Hello, global blockchain community. Whatever project you're a fan of, whatever cryptocurrency you like, I'm talking to every single one of you, and it's a big group indeed. Straight and simple, Australia is on fire, and I think that we have a really powerful and unique opportunity here to combine the strength of this global blockchain community with the capability that we have where I work at HiveX, and obviously Finder and Crypto Finder in terms of getting a clear message out there. Now, I want us to just run through where we're at right now in the Australian space and what this fire is doing. And then I'm going to layer out why we're in such a cool, unique, powerful position to work together as one and to share some love. That is not Australia. That's in New Zealand, and you can see that smoke and smog is reaching all the way across the ocean, and this apparently has a fairly detrimental impact of increasing the rate that the glacier will melt. I mean, it looks pretty bad, doesn't it? So take a look at this chart. It shows Australia's current bushfires comparatively to some of the larger ones that we saw across the globe in recent years, and you can see that it's currently encompassing 6,500 hectares of space and land that has been burnt and impacted by this fire. And to get a better image of it, here's a satellite picture taken from just yesterday, and it shows basically the New South Wales and Victoria region of Australia. And this new picture we can see puts into perspective just the size of these fires. In the center we've got the brown area that is the burnt landscape. It's actually increased since this picture was updated last by about 20%. It's now 6,500 hectares according to most recent reports. And you can see this sort of scope of this smoke that is encompassing effectively what would be Europe, but instead it's Australia. Now, I want to talk about some stats. We've got over 1,500 houses have been burnt down, they're destroyed. It goes up to about 2,000 if you include structures and businesses and the like. There's over 20 people dead. I think the last number I saw was about 26, which is just absolutely catastrophic. More than 500 million animal and wildlife has perished, and this is just, it's sort of out of control, right? We're on fire. And so I want to talk about who's helping fight these fires and sort of protect and support the communities in Australia that are impacted by this. And the largest would be the New South Wales Rural Fire Service. This is the world's largest volunteer fire service that there is. It has over 70,000 members. If you're not from Australia, that concept might be kind of foreign, but we're sort of used to it here. The general gist of it is that if you're living in rural Australia, you might be a farmer, or you might work in the town, or even in a city that's on the outskirts, you can literally just think, hey, I want to be around and be helpful if there ever is a fire, and I want to learn how to protect my home and my sheep and cattle or whatever it is. You can sign up, and the Rural Fire Service will provide you with training, equipment like the protective clothing, and they've got the fire trucks and everything. And basically the way it works is that if there ever is a fire, you can be called on to help fight that. As a volunteer for the New South Wales Rural Fire Service, it means that you can end up in situations like this, which is pretty overwhelming. I think it's easy to see looking at that video, this isn't just something you can chuck some water on. These fires can get so enormous and so out of control that the main hope is to wait for rainfall and water to drench the land. But at the same time, these firefighters aren't just doing things like what you've seen in the video. They're out protecting homes in areas that are less intense than that, putting down water and extinguishing fires near people's properties. I mean, you've seen how many homes have been destroyed, but the amount that has been saved, I wish I had a statistic on it, but I've seen nothing but really positive feedback on social media from people saying that these firefighters are doing a lot of good work, and they're out there non-stop, days on end, no sleep, and they're putting their lives at risk. Now, there's been a number of official and unofficial raises and charity to try and support these firefighters, and some of that does come from the government, but I think largely as an organisation they do rely on the community to give to them. One really good example is the Australian comedian Celeste Barber has raised almost $28 million, I believe, or if not more than that, through a Facebook campaign, rallying Australians to support their community. But I think there's a part of me that wonders, I've been in the cryptocurrency space for about 6 years. $28 million is a lot of money, but I've seen that raised in seconds. I've seen people in the crypto space raise that money in seconds and put it into projects that really were not worth it. They went to zero, if not close to it. And I think what I want to challenge us is, surely we can throw a bit of capital towards helping our world on fire. And the unique kind of circumstance that puts me here today is that I look after operations at hivex.com, and we're a Sydney-based cryptocurrency brokerage that is specialized in large order trading. Our minimum trade is $50,000. And now that's not a pitch, but the reason it's relevant is that we can handle large amounts of crypto. We can handle millions and millions of dollars in cryptocurrency, and we can efficiently convert it into fiat dollars that can then go and support these charities. And so what we've done is created a whole bunch of cryptocurrency addresses, and we'll be looking to add more support for coins over the coming days. Now, in partnership with Crypto Finder, we'll be sharing these addresses online and giving you a place to read about what exactly what's being done with them and the funds that are raised. We will not be making any profit, we'll not be adding any spread or margin or fees to these trades. The money will be converted as efficiently as possible in the best way we can to go straight into the charity that we're supporting. This fundraiser will support the New South Wales Rural Fire Service Association, the RFSA, and you can visit their website at www.rfsa.org.au. We think that by assisting them in raising capital, it goes directly to their members and the people that are fighting these fires and protecting our community. This isn't just about supporting Australians. It's not just about supporting a place on the planet that's on fire. I think this is a really, really powerful community to chill out for a second and to, all of us have our own different favorite crypto projects. We've all got our interests and investments and stuff. And it's been sort of a bit of a crypto winter. And I'd like to just chill for a second and look at what we can do as a community to focus our energy together, start the 2020 decade with a really empowering vibe and nice thing that we can do. And I want us to basically go absolutely mental and send as much crypto as you can spare so that we can go and support our Australians. But more importantly, we can show the whole world that this blockchain community didn't fizzle out in 2019. It didn't go anywhere. And in fact, it grew, and it remains the strongest, most powerful, caring and compassionate community on the planet. And we're going to chill out for a second, drop our little in-house wars that go on from here to here, and we're going to get together and beam digital magic internet money across the globe into us. We're going to liquidate it, hook up our Australian firefighters, help people in need, at the same time as showing the whole world we're still here. And as I sit here and I wonder, what would be a good target? The global crypto community is enormous. We're talking about a near $200 billion group of people. And they can move money, you can move money internationally fast in seconds with almost negligible cost. And I thought $5 million, that sounds pretty good. If we could raise 5 mil, that's a good amount of money. And then I'm stuck on this feeling of I've seen projects raise $20 million in 6 seconds and then do nothing but provide shitty returns. And I just thought maybe 20 should be our goal. If as a group we can all get behind something and decide to show the world that we can raise money, we can support something, and we're all good, charitable people wanting to improve this planet, then 20 million sounds pretty good. So I think that we would get every, crypto publication talking about it. We'd get financial, maybe magazines or publications talking. Australian media would love it. But I'm 20 million, I know that that's a lot of money to someone that's not in the crypto space, but I just can't help but feel like we can blow straight through that. I don't see why we can't raise $50 million as a global audience of crypto people that can beam money like that across the internet. And this whole idea I'm propositioning you with right now, it's stuck entirely on how much you decide to pull that trigger on your side, right? There's so much that we can do, and I really think this is a cool way to just wake up, the Emerald Dragon crypto beast and turn its head and be like, hey 2020, we're gonna kick this thing off. I wanna raise so much crypto capital that we drive the market down and lock in the bottom. What a wonderful thing that would be, you know. And I know that you're not my personal army, and this is not, you're not doing it for me or whatever, but I just think like, it's a pretty cool thing, right? It's a pretty cool thing if we can make international headlines translated in every language, showing that this thing that people forgot about, this thing that people thought was for druggies and scammers and just nonsense and magic money, can actually do stuff. It can actually come across the globe and hook a country up. I think $50 million seems like a pretty good amount of money, right? People are going to think that's unachievable. And I guess to the global loving, caring crypto community out there, you know what you got to do, right? You got to blow right through it. Look at the links, we'll have webpage, all that sort of stuff. Tweet it, share it, like it, blast it out there and actually act on it. Open up that little Ledger wallet, that Trezor wallet, beam some magic internet money our way. We'll look after it and we'll get it to the people that need it. And it's going to be absolutely wonderful.